What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 29 in my 14th annual 31 Days of Horror, a series in which we watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October, leading right up to Halloween. And continuing along with day number 29, I decided to revisit a movie I haven't watched in like 10 years, somewhere around there. And that's one that I recently picked up on Blu-ray, courtesy of Scream Factory, and that is The Devil Rides Out from the year 1968. There was a bunch of Scream Factory Blu-rays and 4Ks on sale a couple of weeks ago, and I picked up a bunch. And this was one of the films that I picked up for pretty cheap. I've always liked this movie, and I was kind of waiting to pick it up eventually, and finally I got it for a really good price. So that was pretty cool. But this film is directed by the legendary Terrence Fisher of Hammer Films, really. I mean, he directed like 10 or more Hammer movies. Most notably Dracula, The Curse of Frankenstein, The Devil Rides Out, The Mummy, The Hounds of Baskerville, The Brides of Dracula, Dracula Prince of Darkness, The Gorgon, which I reviewed earlier this season. I mean, he directed so many movies. It's pretty insane. I think at one point he directed like 10 in like 5 years or something like that. He was averaging 2 a year, which is nuts. But this is one of the later films that he did, and it's pretty interesting. It's based on a novel of the same name. It does star Mr. Christopher Lee, and this is one of the rare roles where he actually plays the hero character around this time. And as we know, he usually is playing a villain like, Dracula or something like that. So, which he is, like, probably the best Dracula. He's very, like, he has a lot of screen presence. And in this movie, he's actually really good. Like, I like his performance a lot in this movie. He plays a great hero, as well as a villain. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, this movie, it's actually a little confusing. You'll understand the gist of the movie regardless, but like the finer details are a little confusing. But it follows Christopher Lee and another guy who are concerned about their like little protege, like friend, who they look out for, and they go to his like place and see this like pentagram on the ground and like live chickens in a closet. Christopher Lee immediately is like, "Hey boy, you're messing with that black magic shit," and basically, he's part of a cult, like a big cult, like a huge cult. I think I don't know if it was in the movie or after the research that I was reading in about the original novel, but apparently like this cult was planning, because the movie's set in like 1920 something. They were trying to start like a World War II, which of course we know a World War II did happen. I feel like it wasn't in the movie, but I'm not really sure what the hell they're trying to do in the movie. But essentially they decide that they're going to save their friend from the cult, and they show up at this like big area where there's like tons and tons of cult members, like performing like rituals and sacrificing a goat and stuff. And then like the actual devil shows up, which you can see on the cover there, which is actually pretty cool and kind of scary. And then they escape with their friend, but the cult leader sort of shows up, and then they have to like battle against him, and as he's like trying to sacrifice a child and stuff like that. And that's basically the plot. Overall, I really like this movie. I think that the cult imagery is fantastic. Like, a lot of times with cult movies, sometimes the cult is like, suggested, but this like shows like the cult, and it's an old school cult with a bunch of people in robes and sacrifices and stuff like that. And this was like, right there at the height of the satanic panic movement of films. like we get a ton in the 70s, and it's pretty interesting to like see how much like religion and Satanism and stuff was part of like film history. So I really like the cult imagery and stuff like that. There's actually a cool scene with like a spider at the end of the movie that's pretty cool. Like I said, the devil that shows up is really creepy. There's another like spirit demon thing earlier in the film that's pretty creepy. Christopher Lee is really good. The score is pretty good. There's some visuals that are a bit questionable, like especially when they're driving the cars and stuff like that. But overall, I think this movie is like really cool. It's just like a classic Hammer film that just is dealing with like cult shit, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'll give the Devil Rides Out an 8 out of 10. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I will see you guys just a couple more. I think we have like two or three more reviews. 2 more reviews. So, yeah, we'll get those 2 done, and we'll finish the year off strong. So, thank you guys for watching. Peace.